Hallo Kinder, wie geht's? Hoffentlich gut. Heute machen wir noch einmal mit dem Kursbuch weiter. We will continue with the textbook. Before that, a very short interesting information in the next slide. So let's go. Now, we already know that no proper noun has an article, correct? For example, name of a boy, Manas. It does not have an article. Or name of a country, name of a place, anything. It does not have a article. But in German language, some countries' names have an article. Usually no country's name has an article. But only few of them do have an article. Why? We do not know. There is no specific reason. We have to just learn it as it is. Okay? So which are those countries that have an article in German? First, masculine. Mostly the Middle Eastern countries. Some of the Middle Eastern countries have an article that is masculine. So what happens? When you use the preposition in or aus, that time what happens? It becomes dem. Aus dem Iran. Aus dem Iraq. Aus dem Lebanon. And aus dem Sudan. Normally we have learned the definite article for masculine is there. But when you add such a preposition like in or aus, then it changes. It remains masculine but the article changes. Okay? Why it changes, that will be learnt later in 7th or 8th standard. Okay? So here just we will learn as it is. Aus or in, anything is fine. For both of them it will become dem Iran. Aus dem Iran, aus dem Iraq, aus dem Lebanon and aus dem Sudan. Similarly, we have a few countries that are feminine. Here, normally feminine nouns, what is the article? It is the. But if you add the preposition in or aus, then it changes. It becomes der. Aus der Schweiz. Aus der Türkei. Aus der Slowakei. Okay? So the changes to there when the preposition in or aus is added. These three countries are feminine. Then we have two countries that are plural. USA and Netherlands. Now what happens when you add the preposition in or aus? It doesn't remain the. It becomes den. Aus den USA and aus den Niederlanden. Okay, we have to just learn this as it is to be able to form correct sentences. Übung 3. Autokennzeichen und Länder. Was gehört zusammen? We are learning so many countries in this exercise. That is why they have given a map of Europe to the right hand side. You can see the blue colored country in the middle, that is Deutschland. You can also see Schweiz and Österreich. These three countries are always together. Why? Because they are the German speaking countries. Deutschland for D, Österreich for A, and Schweiz CH. Together they are called Dachländer. D-A-C-H. Dachländer means the German speaking countries. D stands for Deutschland, A stands for Österreich, and Schweiz, that is CH. Okay? So now you can also observe the map for the other countries. What we are going to do is, here in the exercise they have given some Autokennzeichen. Kennzeichen is a symbol or a representative letter. Here it is given. Letters are given. When do we use this? On car number plates, right? Auto means car. So, car symbols and the countries. Like we already know, in India also, each state has a letter for the car name plate, car number plate. For example, Maharashtra has MH, Gujarat has GJ, Goa has GA. Correct? Similarly, each country in Europe has a letter to indicate which country it is from. We have to identify which letters represent which countries. This is all based on your common sense. You can try to guess. Obviously, you can be wrong, it is fine. But try to guess which letter stands for which country. Okay, you can pause the video if you are not done, and we will start discussing. The first letter is A. A stands for Österreich. Why? Because in English it is called as Austria. From there we get the A, which is used in DACH also. DACH. Isme A stands for Österreich. Next one, I is given. Das ist Italien. CH is Schweiz. GR is Großbritannien, the Great Britain. Then we have E. E they have already matched to Spanian. Spain. Its Spanish name is different. It starts from E. That is why E is the representative of Spain. Then we have F. Das ist Frankreich. It is a symbol for cars in Frankreich. TR, Türkei. D, Deutschland. P, Portugal. GB is Großbritannien. Oh, the earlier one was Grecian land. I'm sorry. GR is Grecian land. GB is Großbritannien. And the last one, PL, das ist Poland. Poland is Poland. Okay? We have to know which symbol is for which country to be able to solve the remaining exercises in the textbook and workbook. Otherwise, it is good to know which country. For example, if you see a car which has a symbol of GR, then you will know it is from Greece, Grecian land. Okay? Now, you know most of these countries. You can also search for them in the map. But I'll just tell you the English names of these countries. Türkei is Turkey. Spanien is Spain. Deutschland is Germany. Portugal is Portugal only. Poland is called as Poland in English. Großbritannien is Great Britain or England. Frankreich is France. Italian is Italy. Grecian land is Greece. Österreich is Austria. And Schweiz is Switzerland. Okay? Great. Now, we will try to use this knowledge to solve this exercise. Woher kommen sie? We have to guess from where are they coming based on the letters that they are holding. So, woher kommt Nummer 2? Nummer 2 kommt aus Indien. So, we have to keep on asking the same question. Woher kommt Nummer? And then any number from 1 to 6. Because we have only 6 pictures given. And then we have to tell. Nummer 6 kommt aus dash dash. Nummer 4 kommt aus dash dash. Okay? So, Nummer 1. Woher kommt Nummer 1? Nummer 1 kommt aus Afghanistan. Woher kommt Nummer 3? Nummer 3 kommt aus Spanien. Woher kommt Nummer 4? Nummer 4 kommt aus Deutschland. Woher kommt Nummer 5? Nummer 5 kommt aus Österreich. Und Nummer 6, woher kommt Nummer 6? Nummer 6 kommt aus Griechenland. Means Greece. Okay, so here in the green box, they have given Woher kommst du? Aus Deutschland. Woher kommt Ali? Aus der Türkei. We have seen Türkei is feminine, so it becomes aus der Türkei. Woher kommen sie? Aus Afghanistan. and woher kommt Lukas aus der Schweiz. Okay, simple. Now before moving ahead, we need to learn the verb conjugation of this new verb that we are learning, sprechen. Sprechen means to speak. Now what is different about this? Sprechen is an irregular verb. What is irregular about it? Now if you see in the table, the verb conjugation for ich, wir, ihr, sie and sie, it is the same that used to happen for any other verb. What do? You take the root of the verb and add the appropriate ending. For ich, the appropriate ending is e. So it becomes spreche. Similarly, wir also. Wir sprechen. Ihr sprecht and sie sprechen. This here, till here it is normal. But what happens to du and rzs? For du and rzs, the vowel e changes to I. Nothing else changes. The endings are also same. Only e changes to I. So what happens? Ich spreche, du sprichst. Es spricht. Wir sprechen, ihr sprecht and sie sprechen. Yeah? Very, very simple. Just remember for du and rsg the vowel changes. Otherwise everything is like any other normal verb. Now, since that we have learned the verb conjugation, let us see which languages are spoken in which country. Länder und Sprachen means countries and languages. So here we have the map of so many countries. Up the name of the country is given and below the name of the language spoken over there is given. Deutschland, Deutsch. Österreich, Deutsch. Portugal, Portugiesisch. Portugiesisch. Spanien, Spanisch. Frankreich, Französisch. Türkei, Türkisch. Polen, Polnisch. Italian, Italienisch. Schweiz. Now here in Switzerland there are 4 official languages. Deutsch, Französisch, Italienisch and Rätoromanisch. Großbritannien, English. Griechenland, Griechisch. Okay, and then Mainland. You have to draw a simple map of your own country. Up you will write Indian, that is the name of the country, and you will also write Hindi, correct? Hindi and English. Both are the official languages. Okay? So again I will repeat all the names of the languages. Deutsch, Portugiesisch, Spanish, Französisch, Türkisch, Polnisch, Italienisch, Deutsch, Französisch, Italienisch, Rätoromanisch, English, Griechisch. Okay? Simple. The 6th exercise is extremely interesting. We have to use the same languages and countries that we learned right now to form this dialogue. Was spricht man in dash? What is the meaning of this question? Man means one. Okay? For example, what does one speak in Maharashtra? Now this one means anyone, right? It refers to any general person. So what does one speak in Maharashtra? One speaks Marathi in Maharashtra. Marathi, Hindi, whatever. Similarly, was spricht man in Deutschland means what does one speak in Germany? In Deutschland spricht man Deutsch. Was spricht man in der Schweiz? In der Schweiz spricht man Deutsch, Italienisch, Französisch und Rätoromanisch. Was spricht man in Polen? In Polen spricht man Polnisch. Was spricht man in Griechenland? In Griechenland spricht man Griechisch. Okay, so on and so forth. Now, seventh exercise, Reihenübung. This is a row exercise. You have to ask each other the same question, but just change the languages in the question. Sprichst du Deutsch? Do you speak German? For that, there are different answers possible which they have given below in orange color. You can say ja or nein. Ein wenig. So you can say ja, ein wenig means yes, a little bit. Or nein, nicht so gut. Or nicht sehr gut. Or ja, sehr gut. I speak that language very well. So you have to see and answer properly. For example, sprichst du Deutsch? Ein wenig. Sprichst du Französisch? Nein. That is only the answer. Nein. Sprichst du Englisch? Ja, sehr gut. Sprichst du Griechisch? Nein, nicht sehr gut. Okay? This is the way you ask in the class. Now, we will stop. See you in the next video. Auf Wiedersehen.